Hello everybody, this is a review of the brunch, breakfast and lunch brunch buffet at Mirage. It's called Cravings, and what you're seeing now is how they make your omelets. So you have a made-to-order omelette section, which is under the title Chef's Kitchen. So for brunch you've got omelette, and for dinner you have pasta, made-to-order pasta. I'm really curious to see what is actually making and how. Well, the good thing.
You're making me excited.
Well, that's a scrambled egg. Scrambled eggs, but nonetheless, you can make an omelette. And you can actually add other ingredients that you may find, such as smoked salmon, and hand it to him. And so you can have your omelette in a way that you like, as opposed to the standard ingredients that you may find there. Now, I reviewed dinner already, but I also want to review brunch because it's slightly different. And so many people are coming to Mirage these days. Look at it, it's really busy. It never used to be this busy. I understand that they have introduced free alcohol. Yes, you have heard, free alcohol. And that includes wine, beer, and champagne. Well, rather sparkling wine. So I think that's probably invited a few people. But it's just that at this time of year it seems to be particularly popular, more popular than other times. It is also true that Bacchanal being so expensive, and next door, probably some people staying at Caesar's Palace might actually come here, though Bacchanal's lineups are still huge. And I have another review on Bacchanal, of course. Now, pizza. The best pizza I had so far, it's tough to say because I haven't reviewed all of the best 5 or 6 buffets in Las Vegas yet. I'm just at the beginning of my trip, but I will say that it really does depend on who's serving it, and it changes a lot. So for now, for example, what they call Mediterranean pizza, which is actually a veggie pizza, that was the softest, the most generous with toppings, and a very, very good soft and yet not gluey base. But I've had good pizza on and off at Treasure Island. The one at Caesar's Palace Bacchanal was fine too, but nothing outstanding. It really does depend, and you'll be surprised how many people are eating pizza at buffets, not just kids, and I'm one of them. Now, because it's brunch, you still have a couple of, all the breakfast options, such as French toast, which was actually average. There was nothing special about it, but it wasn't bad. What I mean is that it wasn't that flavorful. Now, Florentine style eggs Benedict and pancakes. Actually, I think that's incorrect. That's just pancakes, and these are just straight up eggs Benedict, not Florentine style, because there is no spinach in between. Then you have some really flavorful, well-cooked. They're not steamed. They're partially steamed, partially in a nice light sauce vegetables. So I recommend it if you're into healthy eating. Sir Kitchen with pesto sauce, and shrimp scampi pasta. And usually I don't eat pasta in buffets because usually it's pretty bad, actually. But this one was very flavorful, and I noticed that the pasta dishes here at Mirage, at least during this trip, very flavorful. But again, I'm always weary, because then you see and you hear what I say, and then you come 6 months later and things might have changed. All it takes is for quality control not to be implemented, or just a couple of personnel to move away, and there's your change right there. Maple syrup, whipped cream, and some strawberries, canned strawberries I'd say, and blueberry syrup. Now we go to the rotisserie section, and then I'll give you a summary of what this buffet, if you want a summary, just a straight up summary of what this buffet is like and if it's for you, besides looking at it and listening to what I'm saying, I'm just going to give you a summary in the end. The various gravy sections. Options. Then you have prime rib, Portuguese sausage, and roast turkey breasts.
How you doing?
Very well, how are you?
Taking it easy.
Good, that's the best way.
I've been saying that since 1989, since we opened.
And that's why you look 20. You look like you're 20.
54 years old. It's called take care of yourself.
It is.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Here you've got crispy bacon, breakfast sausage, mashed potatoes and green beans with pimentos. Now,
I try to cut it thin.
the breakfast sausage, they were very soft. The texture was good. I thought it was a bit too much fat in them. But I am a bit of a health-conscious person, so some of you may not care or notice. But it was really, the texture was good. And one thing I really liked were the mashed potatoes. Again, maybe in a couple of hours they won't be as good, but it was really, mashed potatoes were really delicate. The texture was perfect. Not too much oil, not too much butter. Really perfectly made. Perfectly made. Delicate is the word. Chicken noodle soup, New England clam chowder, and chicken noodle soup, New England clam chowder. And I wanted to tell you about the New England clam chowder. I wanted to show you. Though it does not look like it, but it really certainly is made in-house, certainly. And you can taste that. Still, it's quite heavy, obviously. Jumbo shrimp, cocktail sauce, lemon wedges. Now, I want to tell you that seafood ceviche, that if you are waiting for, if you want crab legs, as far as Mirage is concerned, and I am talking about midweek, so obviously the weekend is different. The weekend is different for all buffets. Any time that the buffet price increases with the excuse of a holiday or something, and they do find excuses everywhere, except for here, they've kept their price midweek so far, then of course you will find crab legs. But if you are the straight up regular price, which is relatively low these days here, like this cost us, we came for breakfast and it was $41 including taxes for 2 people, so $20 and change for one person. We stayed for lunch. Lunch is just a couple of dollars more. You can check the prices on top-buffet.com. I will put a link here. You should see a link to prices and hours. What I was saying is that for lunch here you do not find crab legs, and that is reflected on the price. If you want crab legs, you have to pay dinner price, which is just a little bit higher, not much. Now, Cape Canensis, just white fish. You have white fish in 2 different types of sauces. They were fine. Maybe a little salty, but the texture was good. Marinara sauce and grilled mahi. Here you have lemon bread and chupino, though some naughty people have scooped up all the good stuff and left all the sauce. So there isn't much here, but it was actually delicious when I had it. And then rice with spinach, whilst you see, you also look at steamed clams and mussels. The rice dishes here at Mirage this time have been really well cooked, really well cooked. If you're a rice fan, this has been a delight so far here at Mirage. Steamed clams and mussels, both very well cooked. And then of course vegetable medley, which are just steamed vegetables really. Now this section here is the Mexican section, and I'm going to take the opportunity to show you this part of the buffet. So it's rather a large room, isn't it? Generally speaking though, as I'm showing you, I think that this buffet is quite traditional in the types of dishes. The types of dishes are well cooked, but it's traditional. I was told by a lot of people that I talked to, there's nothing really fancy here. Like rather fancy, unique, gourmet. Although yesterday they came out with polenta, and polenta was made so well that I really thought a real chef made it. You know, sometimes I wonder, right? And the same with a couple of pasta dishes for dinner. They were really good, and I ate them, and I usually don't bother. Chicken tortilla soup and cheese sauce, fried tortilla chips, and pico de gallo, jalapenos, fresh limes, and guacamole, which was fine. Not as good as it used to be about 3 or 4 years ago, the best guacamole in town, but it's still good. Then you have fried bananas, plantains, I'm sorry, grilled chicken, and very flavorful fried chicken taquitos. So the flavors are here. The flavors are here. Rice with peppers and onion, again, very well cooked. The texture is good. Black bean soup and ranchero sauce and roast potato wedges. I'll show you this because I'll show you. Sorry, but I have a really big. Woo! Every time I'm here, somebody is throwing dishes over there or dropping dishes. So this is it. And here, I think we still have it for lunch. Let me see. Yes, fish and chips. Tartar sauce here, fish and chips. I love fish and chips. To be honest with you, today the batter was a little old. It's as if my impression is that the oil was not fresh, but it's still excellently made, and I still ate it. But yesterday, the batter was forgive me, the oil were really fresh, and the oils were fresh, and the batter was super fresh. Maybe it also depends on how much they've cooked it. But it was really delicate. Fish and chips is one of the delicacies here. If you are into fish and chips, I strongly recommend that you eat fish and chip here, and it only comes out for lunch and brunch, not for dinner. For dinner it's taken away, and then you have onion rings instead. Portuguese sausage with julienne peppers, and then baked beans. Thank you. And then you have cornbread muffins, corn on the cob, and grilled pork chops. And now here, this is the self-serve drink section, which when it came out, it was the best in Vegas. And I really am still waiting for some other buffets to come up with this. Obviously, you have to have the space. Some buffets don't have the space. But I do prefer self-serve drinks because you don't have to bother, you know, asking over and over again for drinks, and it just really gets tiresome, and it's more work for the servers anyway. But the one thing though is that in this area there is a terrible smell that comes from that area. Can you see it? And I said this in yesterday's review. It's actually so overwhelming. And last year when I was here, I didn't have that problem, so I don't know what it is. I'm always tempted to go through and see what it is, but then I might be kicked out, so maybe I should do it at the end. So anyway, if you haven't seen any of my videos, there you go. You've got French orange juice imitations, okay? They're concentrated best. That's my opinion, but they don't really taste like juice, real juice. Milk, skim and 2.5%. Then regular coffee, I mean straight up, already made coffee, decaf and regular, nothing fancy. And then a lot of variety of tea bags, so you can actually make your own tea with hot water here. And then you've got your other ready-made teas. You've got a really fancy drink section, so start over. And you have all drinks here. You just press whatever you want, and I always do this just to show you, low calories or no calorie. And then you can go for what I would go for, which is the Sunny Sparkling. Okay, it's coming. I always choose this one, and it's absolutely not very sensitive. The Sunny Sparkling Lemon Lime, and then you press it, pour below and so forth. But you can go for whatever you want. And again, some more tea and some more tea bags, the same, just repeated. The same, just repeated. Forgive me, I have a new recording device, camcorder. It's supposed to have better image stabilization, so let me know. But I can't quite hold it the way I could hold the other one. So sometimes I don't think I actually have things in focus, so let me know. Cappuccino, this is more like, it tastes more like all completely artificially made. And I have something to tell you about that in a minute. Again, you've got the regular coffee as before and the juices, and then it repeats itself there. Now, you see, this buffet used to have a section here that was sacrificed a few years ago, and then they implemented this self-serve drink section. So plus and minuses, but I do like my self-serve drinks. It really is a highlight for me. I can sit around for another 20 minutes and just have a coffee and sit down and digest, or tea or whatever. But in terms of self-serve drink section, thank you. I had a even better experience at Treasure Island. I love the way that section looks. It looks like I feel like I am in a really high-end cafeteria, but you have to watch the video for that, or you have to read about it on top-buffet.com. I go into details there. Now I'm going to show you another section here, which is probably something that all of you want to see, which is the bar. And as I say, drinks, a limited amount of drinks are included. You're expected to give them a tip, okay? So prepare $1 at least. Which is the reason why I don't drink. No, I'm joking. See, so you can just have whatever you want. Usually what it's included is wine, beer, and sparkling wine. You know, these types of wine here. A lot of you will be very happy about that. Personally, I don't drink that much, although occasionally I do. But it has to be wine that I like. White miso soup, which was fine. Actually, it wasn't too salty or anything like that. And then you have the same rolls that you have for dinner. It was nothing different. These are brown rice rolls, which is nice. But in terms of, I don't know, texture and flavor, I didn't think that there was anything special about it. I think that so far, but it's not fair to say it because I haven't been to all the best buffets in Vegas yet this time. But so far, perhaps the best sushi section was a Bacchanal. And yet again, I'm thinking as it changed over, the person manning the station changed. I don't know. Something changed, and then it changed in quality, and it was within a matter of 2 hours. But when it was good, it was good. It was the best. Take it or leave it, really. Okay, let me show you. Here you've got bok choy with oyster sauce and vegetable chow mein noodles, the big ones. Now for dinner, you will have probably the thin chow mein noodles, I'm sorry, but really nice and tasty. Usually the Asian section at Mirage is rather good, but curry chicken and then pork and shrimp wonton fried. Can you see them? So I was saying, I will show you as the gentleman's helping himself. So what I was saying, that the Asian section here, it's usually quite good, and it used to be much better. And I'm going to show you this, okay, as I'm talking. It used to be so much better. They used to have a made-to-order soup section, and you would have the most amazing Asian soups, really. Now you can find a slight version of that, maybe, at Bacchanal and Rio. At least they attempt to have a made-to-order soup section. I personally like it. But when they used to have it here, it was truly made by what I consider a real Chinese or Asian, forgive me, Asian chef. And I really loved the way he made it. I would just have truckloads of it. But this time, I mean, they changed that, and now it's just sitting here, which means that obviously the soups, the variety is not there, and the quality is diminished clearly because they've been sitting here for a long time. Now, for breakfast or a brunch, lunch as well, you have chicken and spinach soup. But for those like me who just have to have wonton, you have to come for dinner. Egg, flour, and corn soup. You really, the wonton soup, despite the fact that it sits there for hours, is way, way better than anywhere else I've had it in terms of buffets. Yeah, in terms of buffets, definitely. Then, of course, if you go to a restaurant, it's a little different. But that's unfair because they prepare it for you there and then. Did I show you the fried rice or did I not? Steamed rice and vegetable and egg fried rice. And now I have to show you the salad section. Usually I start with the salad section, and I want to do something different this time. I was actually really happy because this time I sat there, at the very end, in a corner. It was the best seat ever. Assorted crackers, cheese, including, this is smoked Gouda, and there's no blue cheese is here. It's actually a bit mislabeled actually, but you can work your way out. Parmesan, these are parmesan slices. Then tabbouleh salad and hummus for dinner. They also had I can't remember, baba ganoush, which they don't have now. But everything was good actually, rather fresh. The pickle, believe it or not, the zesty pickles, they were really, really, really well made. I don't even eat pickles usually. And then you got your deli meats. It used to be a lot more in the past than this time. It's just on a little corner here. I think they're cutting corners. But having said that, you have to bear in mind, I hope you do, that this buffet is actually affordable. And I'm talking about midweek, non-holiday, okay? Whilst other buffets, well, Bacchanal is practically unaffordable. I can't, I do it for the review, but I wouldn't necessarily pay that price. And if you want to know more, check me out on, check out this channel, or just read about it on top-buffet.com. Okay. And then here you have the salad section, which is actually quite good. It used to be excellent because it used to be made to order. Oh, delicious. Now you have to help yourself, and nobody's a chef, a salad chef really. But you do have romaine lettuce, mixed greens, and spinach with something that looks like Greek salad. But frankly, if you're into Greek salad, you have to go to Treasure Island. It's been my best Greek salad so far. In fact, if you're healthy eaters and vegetarians, you may want to go to Treasure Island. And I do, although you've got enough options here. You do have enough options here, okay? But you may want to check that out. Check my channel, see my video, or read about it on top-buffet.com. I go into details about that. Now, one thing that's blown me away, that finally brought back artichokes. You know how fussy I am with artichokes. Artichokes are the one on the top right. You know how expensive those things are? If you live in Canada, you'll know. And they're here, and they're part of this, and you can actually make a really healthy salad with artichokes. Just try it, right? Humor me. It helps your liver. Ask your doctor. And then to continue helping your liver, we're going to the dessert section, and I'm being sarcastic. Now, one thing I really enjoyed, and I mean I really enjoyed, were the quality of these fruit pieces here. The pineapple here is just perfect. Soft, ripe, sweet, completely the best I've had so far. And then watermelon and melon. And then you have a yogurt mixed with bananas, which I didn't try. You've got the Bastion. Every time I come here, it's half gone, so it looks horrible. But bread pudding here, they have a special recipe. You can ask for it. If you ask nicely, you can have it. But it really was always the best in Vegas in terms of buffets, and it still is. And I have to watch it because I can eat the whole thing, the whole tray. And then you've got chocolate pudding, which is just average. Bread cobblers and cinnamon buns. The bread cobblers on the top, they're a bit too sweet for me, but they were fine in terms of texture. Chip cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and nut cookies. And then you have cinnamon oat raisin cookie with something else there. I don't know what it is, sorry. Well, I knew last night. Frozen yogurt, I'm going back, don't worry. I've got something else to say about sugar-free. Frozen yogurt, the difference between here and most other places that serve frozen yogurt, that's all you have as far as ice cream here, okay? You don't have gelato. For that, you have to go to other buffets. And I talk about that on top-buffet.com, but you can ask me as well on the comments section of the website, top-buffet.com. Non-fat vanilla yogurt, chocolate yogurt, raspberry yogurt, and peach sorbet. So the sorbet, raspberry and peach sorbet, these are additional. And what I mean by that is in most other buffets that have these frozen yogurt things, dispensers, you will not have the sorbet. So that's extra here. You can find it here and not in other places. Though, as I said, in other places, you might be able to get gelato, which is a different type of ice cream. It's a lighter type of ice cream. Anyway, it's still good and many people like it. Now here you've got what looks to me as already made. I don't think they made these in-house. You can, there's no labeling, so I'm just going to show you. There's no real labeling. Where you can see it, you can, but most of them don't have a label. And if you want sugar-free, usually the best thing what I seem to find on this trip is that if you want sugar-free, you want to ask. But here, you want to ask and then they'll tell you which ones are sugar-free. But here they actually have a label, assorted sugar-free desserts, assorted sugar-free desserts. Okay, so there's your sugar-free section there. And when you don't have that label, it's got sugar. Now, if you want to mean what it means is that they don't use sugar, but they use artificial sweetener, which may or may not be something you want. It's not that they use, stevia or anything natural like that. Not yet. I think it will come. I think it will catch up. These are lovely. They actually are good. They may buy them as opposed to making them in-house, but clearly the provider is of a slightly higher quality, say, than what you find at cheap, really budget buffets. So there is enough. I mean, you don't come to Mirage for the dessert, okay? Full stop. There are other buffets in Las Vegas that are really, really, really specialized in mouth-watering desserts, and not many. Most biggest buffets have got a really standard dessert section, and if you think about that in terms of price, this is probably one of the better ones. You have bigger dessert sections and a couple of other buffets, and they're all a bit more expensive. Bacchanal is super expensive, so of course they have a much better dessert section, but it costs 3 times the price, almost. Oh, they've brought a new, this is it. This is worth a shot just for that. But I do have a section on top-buffet.com in which I talk about the best buffets in Vegas with regards to dessert, or with regards to meat, or with regards to seafood. And I updated, and I'm updating it all now. So hopefully you'll be able to get all the information you need, and if you don't, just ask me on the comment section of top-buffet.com. So I hope this has been of use. As I said earlier, if you want to ask me questions, please do so on the website top-buffet.com. I have a comments section there. I don't really answer your YouTube comments on the channel just because I don't have time. I'm sorry about that. This is a labor of love for me, so I don't have 24 hours a day to devote to this. But I love what I do, and I hope that I love doing this, and I hope that what I do is of use to some of you at least. And thank you for